Hello, everyone. This is Sonia here with Real Talk Radio, and I'm happy to be back with you for another Thought of the Day 2.0. And for this sixth episode, I was inspired to talk about the idea that I think we often view pressure as almost an adversarial force that is coming against us. And, I do think that many times this might, actually be the case, but I wanted to look specifically at pressure in the context of our discerning that the pressure we're experiencing is actually something God is allowing to come into our lives. And in that context, I believe pressure doesn't have to be negative, or, a negative force. And in fact, it can actually be potentially beneficial for us. And so I believe that, again, when God is the one authoring the pressure, that there's also a God-given process to that experience of pressure, and that as we're allowing that process to not only build discipline within us, but build up our strength and endurance as well, that we'll actually see the results of that pressure that God is wanting for us. And we'll begin to reap some of the benefits of that pressure as well. However, I, do realize pressure is not a process that is going to likely feel very good to us. I know I don't like how it feels, so I realize we might be tempted to quit. And this is where I think it can be important and helpful, actually very important, for us to have the conviction that discernment from the Holy Spirit brings to us, so that, we know that God is in fact authoring whatever process we are going through. And that we've also made up our minds to stay committed to the course or path that we feel God has put us on. And so I did just want to mention two benefits of pressure that kind of stand out to me in this context, that I believe are available for us. And the first one is the idea that it's a kind of resistance training, that it will actually build strength within us. And it's going to push us maybe to our limit and maybe a little beyond, but instead of breaking us in a destructive way, I believe when it's in God's hands, that pressure is going to be constructive and, strengthen us. For instance, emotionally would be one way, as we find ourselves pushed to hang in there maybe farther and longer than we thought we could. And so in that context, I believe pressure can build us up psychologically as we go through facing pressure. So again, much like maybe lifting weights can benefit us physically. And then the second way that, the second benefit that kind of stood out to me, and I think this is compelling, is the idea that pressure can help motivate us to seek out more understanding and insight from God about what we're going through and why we're going through it. And the part of this that intrigues me is that I believe when we are able to better understand why we're going through something, this not only strengthens us emotionally and psychologically, but it strengthens our conviction as well. And this can be, I think, particularly great and valuable for us because, at least in my experience, the more insight and understanding I have when I'm going through something, the less likely I will be to resist it. And the more confident I am about the process I'm in. And again, that results in a stronger conviction and resolve within me, so that I hopefully am not going to run from pressure, but instead stay on course with God and remain committed to facing head on whatever issues or problems I, might be currently dealing with in life. And so, that was pretty much what I wanted to touch on for this episode. And I do want to thank you, as always, for joining me. I hope it's been an encouragement and helpful for you in your own walk. And I look forward to being back with you again soon with another Thought of the Day 2.0. Until then, this is Sonia with Real Talk Radio signing off for now and wishing you a blessed and wonderful rest of your day.